Okay, well, today I have no mic. I was kind of a bit in a rush. I have to work on my articulation a little bit. But yeah, I was in a little bit of a rush. Just getting out. I just finished eating as well. I just ate some pupusas, which is like very rare for me because I don't know, my mom doesn't really make them that much. I eat whatever my mom makes me. I still live with my parents, at least for the most part. I used to cook a lot for myself, but just with the time commitment for learning and studying for school, just the time has decreased for me to be able to cook for myself. But anyways, if there's anything I guess that I can share today that I learned, I'm still a noob, in the math world and science world. I'm still exploring. But today I came across a YouTube short talking about transformers and how large language models actually work behind the scenes. Like, I was just super interested in learning about that. This is something that I wish to work with one day. I just think it's very interesting. I don't know. All I knew is kind of how neural networks worked and how they process information, how they come up with relationships and everything through, like, because from what I understand, these neural networks, they work, like there's neurons, right? Like the human brain kind of, they don't have electrical impulses like the actual brain, but rather, there's something called, I think, weights, and they're based on statistical models, basically. So, like, I think that, I don't know if it's every neuron or just like a layer, but I know there's an activation function. At least that's what this thing is called, and it's just an expression in statistics that basically just tells you, based on how much you have of this, I'll tell you if you can turn on or not, like the neuron can pass information or not, or something like that. I'm still, I'm very new. Like, I literally saw that for like one day, but it's just interesting to see how neural networks work. The thing that I was super interested in seeing was how, at least in this short, linear algebra was, being used. Actually, I'm doing something stupid here, but whatever. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, that in this short, essentially, the way that transformers work, I think they were being explained, how large language models are able to I guess understand meaning from words and associations and whatever. They were using vectors, which are just arrows pointing at somewhere in a specific direction with a certain magnitude, which is just the amount that is pointing that direction when you include the direction. It was like just performing basic vector operations, and one notable one was like the addition and the subtraction and whatnot. And I don't know how to explain this very well because I literally saw this today for like a couple seconds. But each vector had its own word, which was like a meaning that the vector was given. So it was assigned a meaning, a value, and based on how it was related to another vector, the large language model was able to make connections based on, if two vectors were like pointing the same direction. So you can let your imagination run wild and let it run wild with the kinds of operations and the manipulations that you can perform on those vectors. But anyways, that's something that I learned, and it has, I feel like, pretty big implications, at least to me, in how I learn, because it's a new foundation for me to think. I'm learning in Calculus 3 right now, just basic vectors, vector operations, how vectors in space, you can see how they behave, how to find the quantity and whatnot, especially in a 3D space, because certain vectors can, you can, let's say, find some stupid example, but you can just use two vectors that form a plane, and then you want to find a vector that is perpendicular to that plane. So like, I don't know, these two vectors, they form a plane right here, and then you find the vector that, I don't really understand why that would be very valuable in the real world, at least application wise, currently, from what I know. But I know they're out there. I know the meaning is out there somewhere, and the application is somewhere. I'm not sure. I did, just out of curiosity, I used ChatGPT quite frequently, especially just to like offload my thoughts. And one of the things that intrigued me was how, because I saw someone comment that very boldly, and that was pretty dumb of them, but they boldly commented that that's how consciousness, that's the essence of consciousness. Forgive me, I'm a little bit sick, and that was probably disgusting, but the essence of consciousness, he said that is our brain kind of somehow has derives meaning from connections, of course, and vectors, somehow vectors in space, I don't know, but I don't know. I was just talking to ChatGPT and seeing how that I could apply to the very essence of consciousness itself. I don't know. It seems like there is a lot of hypotheses and just theories maybe on how this could work. They look very compelling, but I'm not sure. I'm not very knowledgeable in that subject yet to be able to come to a solid conclusion that is fairly deterministic, of course. But it's very interesting. By the way, I'm on my way to work. I don't know, that should have been the first thing that I said. I currently work, so you can see, Noodles and Company. They are amazing. I'm able to work part-time, accommodating for my full-time schedule as a student. So it is a huge blessing for me. And yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice. I can earn some money to pay for things that I need. One of the things that this is, I guess, just something that I'm more knowledgeable about, I guess. It's just money and just priorities. The way that I spend my money is, for the most part here, has always been like 95% of the time, it's been for purchasing resources and technology that is going to facilitate my life. Like, for example, one of the best decisions that I've made with my money is purchasing an iPad and my iPhone that I'm currently recording on. I've never had a new phone before, so it felt amazing buying it first. I was kind of addicted a little bit at first and realized having this amazing piece of technology in my hands, but now I'm used to it, pretty used to it, so that's nice. I don't really have to worry about that anymore, and I can take it a little bit for granted. And sometimes I think that taking things for granted sometimes, to a certain extent, in certain situations and occasions, I would believe like for the most part of the day, it's necessary to offload and decrease cognitive load so you can focus that energy into other areas. So I don't know, that's one of my perspectives on that. So yeah, I spend my money on an iPad. I have an iPad M1 Pro. I think I got that in 2020. So that's like the first, I think, iPad Pro. It's the M1 model. So I still haven't upgraded to the M4, which I don't plan to for like a very long time until I get my full-time job. I would like a 13-inch. It would be nice to have that 13-inch laptop. iPad. I do plan to get a laptop. It's like $1,500 for my university that I'm still pursuing right now as I'm finishing my community college in STEM engineering. Yeah, and then I'll be learning a lot about electronics, machine learning over there, some electrical engineering, computer science, math as well, linear algebra, and statistics, and just being able to apply those math models into solutions, and just think mathematically. I'm like literally 1 minute from my work, so. But even a short video like this is valuable for me once again. Just the fact that I'm able to get out of my comfort zone. But yeah, I am literally almost here, so I'm gonna have to conclude this video. And it's very low quality. That's completely fine. I just want to put this out there. I don't think anybody at any point will see this, but that is completely fine. Nor do I expect anybody to. But yeah, around my job, I hope to do a good job today at my work and get that bag and get money. Okay. See ya.